We out here, Cal from Cal, loving Lacey, the podcast show for the 360. You know, out here walking this nature with my guy. Hey, I've told you guys about him before. Brian's Fence and Deck. Respect. Brian, introduce yourself, man.
Hi, I'm Brian. The owner of Brian's Fence and Deck.
Respect. Put that respect on his name, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, thank you for coming out, Brian, man. We're so grateful to have you, man. And just so you guys know, this is my longtime friend, man. We've grown up together. We've been through the shit together, been through the mud, got ourselves out. You know what I mean? Now my guy's got his own business, thriving business out here. And it's possible, man. It's possible. You know what I mean? Like, it just takes some dedication. And what I noticed coming from this shit, it was, you can't really ride the fence. You know what I mean? You got to be all the way in with changing your life, or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You cannot ride the fence. You cannot, because I even tried that, Brian. I even tried to, use and still go to work, and it always came back to going to jail or making a sacrifice and possibly leaving my family, man. What was your story? How did Brian get from where he was till today,
Man, so I was just deathly sick and sat down on a sidewalk one day, and it was either going to be sleep outside or call my mom and go to rehab. And I called her and I was like, can you take me to rehab? And
you were ready, huh?
Yeah, and I just finally was ready, And so once I got out of rehab, I moved in with her, and I've been living with her for the last 4 years.
Right.
Still staying with her.
Right.
Yeah, but I got my own business.
Support, though, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she helped me, with the paperwork of starting my business, and I saved up money and bought tools, and I just gave it a go, dude. I had a lot of experience in construction my whole life.
Right.
And I gave it a go, and I'm doing great. I'm doing better than I thought I would do.
Right.
Yeah, not one unhappy customer yet.
Not one, Brian. I know, not one, bro.
Not one. I make sure of it.
Plenty of work for the future.
Yeah.
You got employees. Not to put too much of your business out there, but you got people working for you. You know what I mean? Like, this is all possible, man. This is all possible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like a kind of a peek into my story, man. There was a time, bro. There was a time where I was sleeping behind the downtown McDonald's dumpster, bro.
Yeah.
Sleeping behind the downtown McDonald's dumpster. And then I got so bad that I would know my UA schedule for DLC, right? Know my UA was every single Wednesday, and I was incapable of not using Tuesday night, knowing damn well 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow morning I'm going to jail.
Yeah, it's impossible, dude. It's impossible not to use. Yeah.
Man.
It's just too strong.
It's too strong.
The evil is too strong.
Yeah, man. And then sometimes I go through downtown, man, and I see people that I used to run with, man, and I'm almost like, you know what I mean? And it's not that I don't love them. It's just that I'm not trying to surround myself with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep it moving, bro. I'm trying to keep it pushing, Brian.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I feel you. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, bro.
I spent a lot of time by myself getting over that. I got out of rehab and I was on methadone, and then I was on Suboxone for a while, and I just, my mom said to me, Suboxone might just be something that you might have to take for the rest of your life. And, I just deep down, I was like, fuck that.
Right.
I was like, I can do it, dude. Other people do it. I can do it.
It can be done.
Yeah.
It can be done, man.
And I just made up my mind, and it was not easy. There was a lot of times where I wanted to give up, damn near suicidal, just thinking I was just the biggest piece of shit in the world. And it took a lot to pull myself out of that hole. A lot, and I still struggle with confidence and other things, but man, I feel a lot better though.
Right. Me too,
A lot
man.
better.
I still struggle with a little bit of confidence issues too, man.
Yeah.
But it's weird, right? Because yeah, on the inside I do still have my confidence issues, but on the outside I often portray this, and I do believe it. I do believe it, and I'll tell you guys. I've told you guys before. I can do anything I set my mind to. If I wanted to fly, I could fly. And I don't mean like go out and get a pilot's license. I mean like climb on top of a building, jump off and flap my fucking arms and fly. I just don't want to. But that's what I have to tell myself.
Yeah.
So that I can achieve what I'm achieving today. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have to tell myself stuff all the time. You know, wake up in the morning and I'll be warming up my diesel truck that I bought.
Right.
I have to tell myself, you're a bad motherfucker.
Bad motherfucker. You are though, Brian. Look at Savage. Look at the size of this guy. Oh my goodness. So how important is your gym regimen to your recovery, man?
It's very important, man. I
stay in the gym.
I learned how to lift in prison, and I got out and relapsed, and then when I got clean again, it was the first thing that popped into my head was time to do push-ups, time to get your mind right.
That's the thing about prison. That's one thing that prison does kind of instill into people is routine, whether it comes to workout, whether it comes to mainline being at a certain time. It does kind of have that effect, because I'm kind of the same way. Wake up in the morning, not so much lately. I've kind of gotten off the routine because it's been some years now. But you know, when I first got out, I was running a lot. I like to do my sprints, my push-ups. Yeah. And I was the same time every day, my burpees, you know what I mean? And
yeah, you gotta use your body, you know? And it's a good way to just reset yourself, you know? Like I may be a little bit down, and then I'll go lift some weights and I feel like I'm on top of the world.
It's crazy how working out does that.
Yeah.
It's crazy how it's so good for your mental health.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I leave there just feeling like $1 million. Like, now I can conquer some shit.
For real.
You know?
For real. So let me ask you a question. You said you got out of prison and then you relapsed. I did the same thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't even 24 hours for me, Brian.
Yeah.
Were you getting close to your release? Did you already know you were going to relapse?
No, I didn't actually. It took me about 6 months. You know, I had
to
actually
relapse?
Yeah. I'd gotten a job and I was running a fencing crew, and I'd even gotten my daughter living with me.
Right.
And then I relapsed and started selling drugs again, and I messed all that up.
Right.
And lost it all again, you know, for like the 4th or 5th time.
Right. Starting with nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy the position we put ourselves in,
yeah,
man.
It's
just so stupid.
20 years on and off, I battled that shit.
20 years?
Yeah.
It's crazy how fast the time goes by, bro.
Yeah, I'm 42 now, and I don't feel like it, but I didn't even celebrate my birthday, bro. I was like, 42, I ain't fucking, I don't want no part of it.
Hey, it's crazy because like the older you get, the less and less important your birthday is. You know what I mean? It's just another day.
Yeah.
Birthdays are like for the kids. The kids, okay, we get them the presents. The Christmas, we get them the presents. But like I'm the same as you, bro. I could give 2 shits about my birthday.
Yeah.
I honestly don't even want anyone to really acknowledge it. You know what I mean? To be honest, and I hate being like on the spot. It makes me super uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, 42.
Yeah, man. 42. Well, you don't look 42, man.
Yeah.
So you look good, but that's you staying in the gym. Yeah. And every time I go on the Facebook, man, you're at the gym, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up, dude.
Yeah, hopefully I motivate some people.
Right.
And I know I do, because sometimes people will tell me, you know, hey, you motivated me, you know, or even with my business, I've motivated other people to get their businesses started.
Right.
And dude, that shit makes me feel good to see somebody that I know that struggled, that starts working out or is trying to start a business because of me. They're like, if Brian can do it, I can do it.
If Brian can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Hey, you actually hit me up all the time. Kalvin, 100 push-ups today.
Yeah. Sneaking those little texts real quick. 100 push-ups.
You do,
Kalvin.
man. He does, man. He'll send me the random text message, 100 push-ups, and then I got to kind of check myself like, oh, it's been 3 days. You know what I mean? It's been 3 days, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, bro. It's super inspiring. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man.
Yeah, if I could help somebody, I'm always down to help, you know?
That's what we want, you know, from this podcast, man. Like, it's not about like the money for us. It's because we all came from the same bullshit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And there's so many people out there, people that we love, that we ran the streets with, that you have rapport with, that are still stuck, man. And it breaks my heart, man. And
yeah.
The point that me, B, and Lacey are trying to get with this podcast is, A, you can reach out and get help. B's a certified peer counselor. You know what I mean? If anyone was struggling with something, they could hit me up, send me a message. I could point them in the right direction. They could hit you up. You could point them in the right direction. They could hit Lacey up. She could point them in the right direction, because we've all been there and we all understand, man.
Yeah.
And sometimes, I know, at least for me, like when I was going through like my chemical dependency and stuff like that, I oftentimes couldn't relate with some of the counselors. You know what I mean?
Right.
And sometimes, I mean, yeah, they've gone through the courses and this and that, but like, I don't know. It's just not. I remember one time asking one of my counselors, like, "Hey, did you ever have a drug problem?" And he told me, what did he tell me? He told me, "That's not for us to talk about," or something like that. And I remember it just kind of turned me off. You know what I mean?
You're like, oh, you're not even in the you're not even in the club, dude.
This is a job for you, you know. This
yeah.
is which is cool. I mean, I'm still very appreciative, but like.
Yeah, I think every counselor should be a recovering addict.
So do I.
You got to be on that level,
right?
So you can look at someone and be like, "Hey, you know,
right.
I know what you're going through," because it's a different type of feeling.
It is
feeling that helplessness with that monster on your back whispering
right.
in your ear all the time.
And that's what it is too. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah, and
people
it's hard
don't
to beat
understand
it.
that.
It's hard to beat it, dude. It's really hard to get over it and get away from it and beat that monster.
Right.
Man. Finally, the last year or two, it quit whispering in my ear.
Right.
You know, I still have doubts and stuff like that, but I don't think about using drugs no more. It's been 4 years.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And, you know, so eventually you don't think about using drugs no more.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it's great, dude. It's great. You know, now my biggest worry is, did I make enough thousands of bucks on this job?
Right.
You know?
Right.
Did I go over my budget on this job? You know,
right.
or something.
Did I bid the job right?
Did I bid the job right? Yeah.
See, that's crazy. That's you know what? I actually haven't thought about that in a while until you just said it. But I don't think about it either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was sitting here thinking about it when you said that, man. I don't. And for me, it's been how long has it been? 5, almost 6 years, probably. Or
Yeah,
something
it's
like that.
amazing, dude.
You know what I mean?
Considering how bad we were.
Bro.
I mean, people out there think that, oh, these guys aren't as bad as me. We were fucking worse.
Didn't even have shoes at one time.
Yeah.
I remember one time, man. I was in these apartments, and yeah, man, I was doing so bad that a friend of mine had to bring me some shoes. I had just lost my apartment and lost everything. Lost my storage unit. Lost the storage unit that had my girlfriend at the time's stuff in it as well. So I essentially lost her stuff too. And I still feel bad about that. And I didn't even have shoes on my feet, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like we do understand.
Yeah.
We do understand, man.
Yeah, we get it. If anybody gets it, we get it. You know?
Man.
Going from hustling to nothing to hustling to nothing. I'm so glad that shit's over with.
I know. And for me, you know, I started off hustling, right? But then it got to a point where it was just like feeding my addiction. And then, you know, when you go and you pick up this sack or whatever, you're doing more than you're selling.
Yep.
And now you owe the man that, you know what I mean? And it's a vicious cycle, man. And I'm so grateful that
it never lasts long, you know?
It
never lasts long.
Man, Brian, I used to spend my days, man, I would wake up and every moment was about getting more.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every single moment
Yeah.
was about getting more. And I'll tell you something else. Every day was the worst day of my life.
Yeah.
Somehow, some way, something would make me mad, or something would go wrong, or this would happen, or that would happen. And I can't remember how many times I said that this was the worst day of my life, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a vicious cycle, man.
Yeah. I mean, when I was doing that, I always knew that it wasn't the life for me too, you know? I always knew, man, I'm better than this, but I just couldn't shake it.
Couldn't shake it.
I could not shake it, but I knew deep down, I was like, man, I could do great things. I could really be great, you know? I wanted to be great, you know? Like, I wanted to show my daughter, you know?
Right.
So she could, if someone at school said, what does your dad do, you know? Now she can say, my dad's a contractor, and he owns his own business, you know? Before she could never say that, but now she can.
That's
you know?
deep, man.
And it took a lot to get there, you know? I'm about to buy her a car.
Right.
You know, I can actually have money to buy my daughter a car.
6 years ago, that wouldn't have happened.
No, dude.
You know what I mean? She'd have been on the bus.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
She'd have been on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know,
man.
She's got A's and B's, and she's
getting big too, by the way.
Yeah.
She's getting big, man.
Yeah.
She is,
and
bro.
she's such a good kid. She turned out so great, and I'm just like so thankful.
You couldn't ask for nothing more,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm so thankful. She's such a good kid.
Was that a worry for you, like when you and your baby's mom were going through it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I always thought to myself, man, I shouldn't have had kids.
Right.
Because I thought, you know, I wanted to be a better dad than I was.
Right.
You know, and it always really hurt me that I couldn't be the man that I wanted to be for her, you know?
Right.
But better late than never.
That's
you know?
what I'm saying. Better late than never, man. It's never too late, man.
It's never too late.
It's never too late.
Yeah.
You know, like for me, same situation, man. Like, all I really want from life, I mean, yeah, it'll be nice to have money. Yeah, it'll be nice to have a car, blah, 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 blah. But at the end of the day, on my deathbed or after I go, if my kids will be proud of me,
yeah,
I'm good, Brian.
As long as your kids look up to you,
I'm good,
you
man.
know, that's the most important thing. That, I think for me too, I want my daughter to be like, you know, proud of her dad.
Right.
You know?
Right. And you know, it's a weird thing, right? So like you have a kid, right? And when you think about like back to your childhood, your parents are your everything. They're your superheroes, right? And I think that comes natural. But then, like so of course my kids are gonna love me, but I want them to be proud of me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference there. You know? Huge difference.
Yeah.
Love, you can love your parent.
Yeah.
But are you proud of your parent?
Yeah, they can be embarrassed, you know.
Come on.
You know,
Come on.
kids could easily be embarrassed of their parents, you know, with the way school is and other kids and stuff.
It's brutal nowadays.
Yeah,
it's brutal nowadays.
You know, when I take my daughter shopping, I buy her 2 to 3 pairs of shoes.
Right.
Because I want her to have 6 shoes.
Right.
You know, because I never did.
Right.
You know, I never had nice shoes.
What was your childhood like?
It was horrible, man. Honestly, I grew up getting screamed at and getting beat a lot, and I think I had a lot of problems in school because of it. You know, they put me in special ed, and my dad told me, you know, that I wasn't as smart as the other kids, and yeah, it was just, I won't get into it too much because I don't want people to feel sorry for me, but it was really, really rough, and it sent me down a horrible path.
Do you think that's it has a direct correlation to your addiction?
Yeah, 100%. I was looking for ways out when I was younger, you know, like 12 years old, finding the weed and smoking the weed and stuff, just wanting to feel good, you know, just wanting to feel better. And yeah, I think the way I grew up and the stuff I went through is directly related to my drug use.
See, you know? I'm always torn on that, you know, because like in
yeah, everybody's different, you know.
Right. So like you know, like in the chemical dependency classes or whatever, they always tell you like the family roles and this and that, and which I do agree with. But for me, I had a great childhood, man. I had great parents. I was blessed with 4 parents: mom, dad, stepmom, and stepdad. All 4 of them were great. You know what I mean? And so for me, like how you said, I was smoking weed at 12. At 12, bro, I didn't even know what weed was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't start my addiction until late high school, and it was like, you know, smoking the weed, or I think we were doing like a little bit of other stuff or whatever. But it wasn't until I was in college and I hurt my back, right? And I pinched my sciatic nerve.
You made it all the way to college?
Well, I mean, I was doing stuff, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was doing stuff, and this is why I'm so torn on like the whole family dynamic thing. I do agree with it, but I also feel, Brian, that anyone is susceptible.
Anyone is.
Because the drugs today are so strong, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
anybody's susceptible
bro,
to it.
This shit is no joke today.
Yeah, I'm glad I missed all that fentanyl stuff, you know. I just slid right by it. I just barely missed it. Thank God, too.
Right.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Because, yeah, it was good enough before that.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
I don't know how, man. And you know what's crazy? I'm glad you said that. Here's one thing I noticed about like society, right? Gas is up. Food is up. The price of everything was up, but the price of fentanyl is down.
Yeah.
You notice that?
Yeah.
Man, I was talking to someone like 6 months ago, and I was like, man, why do people do fentanyl? Because I assumed it would have cost more, right? Because it's so much stronger. And he was like, nah, fool. This shit's only a couple of dollars per pill, or
Yeah.
I'm so far removed. I don't even know how they do it these days. But he said it's dirt cheap, man.
Yeah, that's what I hear too. Yeah, like $3 a pill or something, and they got them looking like kids. You know, they're all different colors and shit. And,
Right.
You know, they're all. My daughter told me, she said it's kids at her high school are doing it. It's all over the school. You know,
And that
that's
scares
hard. It's hard
me, bro.
to hear. You know, it's hard to hear.
That
thank God
scares me.
she's smart, you know,
Right.
and she, you know, from growing up a little bit rougher, she knows she stays the hell away from it.
She saw you going through it.
Yeah.
Did she?
She don't want nothing to do with it.
Did she know what you were going through at the time?
Yeah, she did.
You were honest with her?
I never had to tell her. She's extremely smart.
Right.
She just picked up on it. She knew, man.
So I'm not fucking with that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember, like, you know, when I was a few years removed from high school, and I was like first getting into it, right? And I met this other dude, and we were running the streets together, and he told me that they were smoking the 80s in the bathroom, bro.
Yeah.
And I just remember being so like, cause to me it wasn't like that. You know what I mean? It wasn't. And again, that's why I say anyone's susceptible, man. Even the most square of the square, if the motherfucker gets a hold of some methamphetamines, I feel like he's gonna be hooked, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, if he does it once and has the power, say, okay, cool. You know, I don't want to do that. Then good on him. But if he continues to do it, I don't care who you are, man. You're stuck.
Yeah.
You're stuck,
Those
man.
people that can do drugs and not do them again are far and few in between.
Few and far between, man.
Yeah. Yep. Because usually once you do it, you know, because it makes you feel great, you know?
It does.
And if that meth don't make you feel great, heroin might, or pills will.
Right.
You know, there's something, you know, and it seems like everybody's doing that shit at parties when we were younger. Everybody was doing it,
Right.
you know, and it seemed like it wasn't that big of a deal.
It didn't. It wasn't. It
Yeah.
wasn't that big of a deal. At least I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that big of a deal, man.
And then it turned out it was a big deal. You know?
The irony.
15 years later, it was a big deal.
Right.
Should have listened to those people who told me to stay away
DOC
from that
numbers and years of your life wasted behind a cell, man. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So dumb, dude.
shit. So dumb. Ugh.
So what's up with Brian's fencing debt? Respect.
It's doing good. I mean, It's doing better than I thought. I'm weekly bidding jobs. If I'm not bidding, I'm on a job.
Okay.
And I'm just out here building cedar fences and a lot of cedar decks.
Right.
And stuff, and doing repairs and different things. And
what's the benefit of a cedar wood fence or a cedar wood deck?
what do you mean? Like, what's the benefit? Like,
Well, you said cedar specifically. Is that like is there a benefit to using that type of wood, or can you do like any type of wood? You can.
Yeah, it's just beautiful. This cedar's just beautiful, you know, and it's what I'm used to building, so it's kind of where it's like my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
You know, it's what I'm used to. So that's, I kind of stick in my wheelhouse, you know, but I'm learning and getting better all the time. I've done Trex and that composite stuff.
Right.
And I'm learning that too, but mainly just cedar decks and wood decks and stuff like that, and lots of fences, and I'm real good at fences.
Right.
Yeah.
I know it. I remember when I came to help you that day. Remember you hit me up and we were digging those big ass things out the ground.
Yeah.
You know, but your clients are happy, man. You know he's really. How, if someone who's watching this needed a fence, or knows someone who needs a fence, how can they get a hold of Brian's Fence and Deck?
So
Respect.
I have a business page on Nextdoor. That there's an app called Nextdoor Neighbor.
Okay.
And I have a business page on there, and I have on my business page, there's a whole list I have on there of referrals.
Right.
Where everyone's commented and all the work I've done for them and stuff.
5 stars.
Yeah, and I got tons of people on there. They're all happy customers, and you can go on there and read all my reviews, and and I have a bunch of pictures of work on there that I've done, and all kinds of things. So, and I just mainly operate out of there and word of mouth.
Right.
You know, and it's crazy. I stay busy. I've been staying busy. It's blown me away. This year I've done better than it just keeps getting better and better.
Right.
Yeah.
What's the saying? They say what, for every angry customer they tell 10 people or something like that.
Yeah.
For every happy customer they tell 5 or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're staying that busy, that means he's out here doing his thing, man.
Yeah, I do one job for one person and they get me 3 customers.
Wow.
You know, it seems like, and I go and I bid their jobs and do jobs for them, and it just keeps going. It's like a pyramid, you know?
Right.
You don't need to do all that advertising if you're out there doing good work for people.
Right.
You know, at least with the small guy like me, you know, maybe big companies need to advertise, but yeah, I haven't had to advertise. I haven't spent 0 money on advertising.
And it keeps coming in.
And it just keeps coming, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's cool. It really blows me away.
How difficult was it for you to start your own business?
Well, when I first started, I'd been clean for about a year or 2, and I was driving forklift at Trader Joe's in the freezer department, making $16 an hour.
Right.
And I paid off a bunch of debt, and I started saving money, and I just started buying one tool at a time. Skill saw, boom.
So you knew what you wanted to do.
Yeah, I just came up with the idea. I was like, I've been in construction my whole life, on and off, when I wasn't being a fuck up.
Right.
And I had skills to build fences. I had ran a crew before, and so I just started collecting tools, and I just made a plan, and I stuck to it. I was like, I'm gonna fucking build fences, because I wanted to make money, and I knew I was behind everybody. I see all these 20-year-old dudes out there driving lifted trucks, running businesses and stuff, and I'm like, okay, if I'm gonna get where those guys are at, I need to do something.
I gotta start today.
Yeah, and so I just stockpiled tools, and I got my first job, and I made like $2,600 profit, and I quit my job.
Yeah. It was real then, but that made it real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That made it real. I hear that.
Yeah.
And I know what you're saying about how you feel behind. I still feel behind.
Yeah,
I do, bro. And I'm super self-conscious about that, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm still renting, you know what I mean? Yeah, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, you gotta remind yourself not to be too hard on yourself, though, because even though we messed up a good portion of our lives, we're still ahead of a lot of people out there really struggling really bad, and we're doing a lot better than them.
Right.
So we got to be thankful, you know, of how good we are doing, because it could be way worse, you know. We got lucky, you know, that we got out and we're doing good.
I know, man. know, man.
There's people out there that don't have drug problems that are still struggling more than us.
Right.
You know, to
Right.
make money and make good money.
We do have ambition. We do have drive. You know what I mean?
That's just guys like me and you are just
Right.
cut like that. We
Right.
just, we want it. You know,
Right.
we want it.
Right.
And we're trying to figure out how to get it.
Trying to man, and sometimes it feels like there's some kind of like code or something, or some kind of secret. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird, man.
There's
it's
not.
Weird.
It's all it is determination and taking action.
It is, huh?
It's just taking action. That's what it is. You know, one job at a time,
Pursue it
one
if you
thing
want
at a
it.
time.
Right.
Just take action. Just fucking do it. Quit talking about it and just do it. You know, that's what I had to do.
And you did it one tool at a time.
Yep,
Now,
one tool at a time.
Now look at them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but they were sitting in the garage, and my mom was like, I could tell she was doubting me. You know
Okay,
what I mean?
okay.
I had about $3,000 in a pile of tools, and I could tell she was doubting me, but she ain't doubting me now. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right. So because she, yeah, right. And I met you and your mom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You guys came by my work, and I saw you guys. Where did I see you guys? I saw you guys somewhere else too. Ran into you guys somewhere, but yeah, man, yeah, she's hella proud of you, bro.
Yeah, my mom's
mom
the
is
best, dude.
hella proud of you.
I got to give a lot of credit to my mom. I couldn't have done it without her. She gave me a chance.
Right.
You know, multiple chances throughout my life to get it right, and I kept letting her down. But I got it this time. I did it, and I owe it all to her, dude.
Right.
I owe it all to my mom for being there. If she wasn't there for me, I don't know where I'd be at right now.
I remember you told me that,
Yeah.
like last year sometime. You're like, I owe everything to her, dude.
I do, man. She's the best.
Yeah,
For sure.
I actually owe a lot to my mom too, man. My mom's,
that support is real. You gotta,
it's
if
real.
you're trying to get your life together, you gotta find some type of support or something, or the gym, or something that you can do and do the fuck out of it until you quit thinking about drugs. You know, you just gotta do it, whatever it is, dude.
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be working out. It could be anything, but you know, physical activity is a real good one though, because you're chasing those old endorphins, you know, that you.
And so that's why you feel so good after you work out.
Yeah.
I feel like $1,000,000 bucks, bro.
Yeah.
When I hit a set of push-ups or something, right?
Yeah.
Or I go for a run. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes me feel
Crazy.
like a giant, man.
You know, one of the best feelings in the world, man, is like you go work out, or like for me, I go for a run, or like I like to do sprints. I like to sprint from point A to point B. I feel like it burns the fat, it works every muscle in the body, and I can do, you know, 20 sprints and be done, right?
Yep.
Because I'm all about the time.
Yeah.
But one of the best feelings in the world is when you're on set 15, 16 and you're dog tired, or me and you go to the stairs.
Yeah.
Me and Brian go to we literally meet at the stairs on Tumwater, and we will sprint up and down the stairs, do push-ups in between.
Yep.
This is like a common thing that we do together.
We have those motivational talks.
And we have
man.
these motivational talks.
You got to pump your friends
Right.
up, you know?
You do, man.
You got to pump them up and remind them how good they're doing and how far they've come and shit. You got
Right.
to tell people, you know, hey, you're doing fucking awesome, man. Because, you know, we
That
don't
does
always
matter.
we don't always hear that stuff,
Right.
you know?
Right, man, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. For real, man. You know what? My boss, you know, pulled me in his office a couple months ago, and he told me, man, he was like, hey, man, I'm proud of you, and I just want to tell you that you're doing a good job, man. And that was kind of like,
Yeah.
thanks, bro. You know what I mean? But it meant so much, man.
Yeah.
It meant so much. Even if you feel like you're doing a good job, or you know you're doing a good job, that outside acknowledgement does mean a lot, man, for someone else to tell you and to go out of their way to let you know how proud of you they are, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like when I haven't seen someone in a long time and they're like, man, you've gotten big.
You have, though.
I'm like, I love it,
He has,
dude,
though.
because I put in so much work. You
Right,
know?
right.
So much work, and it's crazy. It feels so good to hear someone say that, you know? Like my baby mama, she's like, my friends were saying you're too big, too big now. I was like, I'm never too big.
Yeah.
Never too big.
I think you're the perfect size, man. I tell this guy every time I see him, man. I'm like, damn, you look like you're 10 pounds heavier. You know what I mean? But it's a good weight though. It's a good weight, cause I remember how you used to look, man.
Yeah,
you remember
dude.
how I used to look, man. I used to look feel like a bobblehead, dude. Like my head was heavier than the rest of my body, you know, and I was having a hard time with my neck holding my head up. It was
just all skinny, feeling like
Man.
I couldn't defend myself if I had
If-
to, you know?
praying to God we don't get ran up on. You know what I mean? Oh yeah. So real quick. So one of the best feelings in the world is when your dog tired and you're on set 15, 16, whether it be bench press, whether it be leg press, whatever. In my case, sprints, and your dog tired, and you know you have 4 or more, and you push through it.
Yep.
And then you get to that final set, and you're almost there.
Yeah,
And
'cause
you
it's easy
fucking
to
do
quit.
it.
It's easy
It's
to just quit. Oh, that's
so
good
much
enough.
easier to quit, right?
Yeah. But if you set that goal, you gotta stick to it and do it.
It's
you know?
so much easier to quit.
Yeah, it is so easy to quit. Our brain quits way before our body does.
Right.
You know? I read that somewhere.
Right. I feel like I did too.
Yeah.
It actually sounds kind of familiar.
Yeah, and so I think it's David Goggins.
Okay.
You know? That guy's crazy.
That guy's a savage.
I love it,
Oh
dude.
my goodness. Hey, I actually saw something the other day on YouTube. They were trying to dog David Goggins. It was like a little like put together compilation or something. And I couldn't understand how someone doesn't respect that man.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have
Dude.
to be just like him, but you can take from it what you need and
Right.
leave the rest. And his message is fucking quit being a bitch and fucking try. You know? Try harder.
Quit being a bitch and get it done, dude.
Yeah, try harder.
Right.
Stop listening to that voice telling you fucking you can't do it.
And that
do
voice
it.
is always there.
Yeah, it's
that voice
always
is
there.
always there. It's always, yes, it is, bro. You can't do it. You can't do it. Or just like we said, just stop now. It's okay. It's okay to stop. But it's
Yeah.
not okay to stop. If you set out to do something, you need to finish it.
Yeah.
That's one thing my parents were really good at, man. Like they didn't let us quit shit. You know what I mean? If we started something, we had to finish it. Or you don't start it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good mentality that I also want to instill in my kids, man. I mean, I guess there's situations where, you know, I guess I don't know how I feel about that shit.
Yeah, but his basic message is a real good message, you know, a real good message, you know. You don't have to be as hardcore as him, but you gotta do
Right.
shit.
Yeah, that guy's running for like 24 hours straight and shit.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Running not like cross country, but like state to state and he's
he's
an
got like
absolute
thousands of miles banked in.
man.
He's a maniac, but
I bet his feet look like shit, dude.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
I follow his group on Facebook though, and I read the comments, and you should hear all the guys in the comments.
What are they talking about?
They're just like, did my push-ups today, did this today, whooped out that today.
Right.
Like they're on there, and these guys are all sticking together, you know, helping each other and rooting each other on, and that's all because of David Goggins. You know, he's
Right.
changing people's lives, man.
And you got to respect that.
There's
man.
always going to be people out there that don't like you and what you're doing, you know, but for the most part, he's got a good message. You know?
Right.
He's
Right.
really helping people, man. A lot of men out there are fucking weaklings.
Let's talk.
I was one of them, you know?
Bro, what is happening to society, man?
I don't know.
Just society in general, I feel is getting weak, man.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if I don't agree with something that you say or you feel, I just get all my homies and we just cry about it.
Yeah.
We just cry about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's dangerous. I think I don't even know if I should go in. That might be a little controversial, but yeah, man. And I don't know, man. I feel like something like that, if we let that continue, it could set society up for failure, man.
Yeah, big time. I feel like things are headed in a real rough direction.
Right.
I don't know, the news is scary these days, man. It wasn't like this when we were growing up.
Right. No, it wasn't at all.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It's scary, man.
Every time you turn the news, I don't even call it the news anymore. I call it who got shot. You want to turn and see who got shot today?
Yeah.
Or what happened in this part of the world? It's
Yep.
sad,
Republicans versus Democrats, blacks versus whites,
The division.
the news, it's just a bunch of hate and division and shit.
man. Where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I think that negativity gets views. you know, like when the fighters in the UFC
Right.
are too nice to each other, they don't get enough pump for the fight.
Right.
So they got to talk a bunch of shit.
Right.
It's the same thing with the news, I think. All that negative shit is good ratings.
It is.
And so they're fucking worried more about their ratings instead of spreading good messages.
You make a fascinating point because you know TNT, the channel?
Yeah.
What's their motto?
But
We know drama.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As Americans, as humans, I do like me a little bit of drama too.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's in the nature, right? You know?
Yeah, I do. I watch all these little ratchet ass shows and everything. where they take couples and they put the boyfriend in one house with a bunch of women and put the girlfriend, and then they, you know what I mean? It's just, yeah, we do like drama, man. We do.
Drama sells.
Drama. Oh man. Are you big into politics?
You know, not really. I think for the most part, I think both sides are extremely crooked.
Right.
And so, and what they want you to do is pick a side and then hang on to it, you know? And I just won't pick sides.
Right.
I just won't, you know? I'm not going to do what they want me to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I just stay neutral and just watch the circus, you know?
Watch from the sidelines.
Yep.
I don't follow politics either. Maybe I should start because it's clearly affecting my life and it's like prices of things and stuff like that. But I don't know. I find it boring, man. I don't know. I just could never really get into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whenever I watch it or talk with my mom about it or anything, I find myself getting angry.
Right. And why is that? Why is that?
Because it's a lot of bullshit that they're doing, dude.
Yeah.
And it just makes me upset. So I gotta tune it out and, you know, watch some Bigfoot show or something.
Right.
Or something that's just not, you know.
Right.
You're not life or death, you know. We're not going to war or killing a bunch of people in Ukraine or just all that shit's just too much for me. It's like these guys are spending our money to do all these things that I feel like most of the people here don't want to fund.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Like most of the people don't want none of that shit going on. So I don't know. Yeah, I stay away from it for the most part.
Yes, sir.
I like to stay in a good mood.
I know it.
I like to try to be as happy as I can be and make everyone around me happy. You know?
That's what life's about, man. You know, being with your family, making others happy. And I think that's also something that drives a lot of people is making others happy. I have a really good friend who I feel like if there was a job to make others happy, like he would be like the CEO, you know what I mean? Yeah,
That's good. I love those kind of people, man. They're the best kind of people
to be around. Yeah,
they got great energy, you know? You can succeed if you're around somebody that has that type of energy, you know?
Right. And then also, what do they say? You kind of reminded me how they say, if you hang out with scholars, you'll become a scholar. I believe in that, man.
That is 100% true.
I used to think that was bullshit, but no, it is very true. It is very true. If you hang with dumbasses, you're going to be a dumbass.
Yeah.
If you hang around positive people, eventually you will become positive.
We're very, we can be influenced very easily. Mm-hmm. And the news knows that, you know?
Right.
You know, and the churches and all those people, the MAGAs, they're all influenced very easily. You know? And that's why I try to stay away from all that stuff, dude. I don't want none of that stuff rubbing off on me. I'm not trying to go march and wear a dumb hat.
Right.
Preach about a stupid shit. I got other things to worry about.
Right.
You know? I'm on a mission.
You got a business to run.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm on a mission.
Yeah. I feel you, bro. Hey, Brian, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. I don't have time for that either. I'm trying to make money, feed my family, and get to the next level.
Yeah,
man. Because again, we've wasted so much time, and maybe I overthink stuff like that, but I've wasted so much time that I feel like I have to catch up. You know what I mean? And,
man. I think that's a natural feeling too.
Yeah.
You know, it's a natural feeling. We gotta play catch up and stuff, but that's good. That means you're on the right track, though. I think. You're on the right track. You're thinking right now, you know, when you know that there's people out there that you could be doing as good as them if you try hard enough.
Right.
Yeah. And so whenever I see someone doing real good, you know, I'm like, man, I want to be like him, you know?
Do you think that it is possible for someone to try too hard?
Yeah. Yeah. I have to remember to take my time and not get overwhelmed and not try to take on too much, and take my gym days and go see my girlfriend and chill. Shout out to Kelsey Bacon.
Kelsey,
I love you, sweetie. You know, she's the raddest girlfriend ever. But you got to take time for yourself and just chill and reset the gears, go to the gym, do your thing.
Right.
It can't be just all work, you'll get worn out. And
right.
It's easy
it has to be a balance.
Yeah, and it can be a trigger for some people, you know. You start to get unhappy, and next thing you know, you're fucking up again, you know?
Right.
Because you let yourself down too much.
I hope you guys are listening, man. That's some deep shit, man. It really is, man. Yeah, so there's people trying to, you know, as you guys noticed, man, me and Brian are out in the community, you know. We wanted to walk this one out, you know. We want to thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. Me and my partner right here. Look at those guns, though. Yes, sir. Again, Brian's Fence and Deck. Respect. Man, what's the business phone number, man?
It's 253-888-9882. If I don't answer, just text me and I'll get back to you.
Yes, sir. Brian's Fence and Deck, man. Listen, if you guys need a fence for privacy, if you guys need a fence for security, if you guys need a fence to house your animals, if you guys need a fence for aesthetics to make your yard look better, if the HOA requires it, this is the guy. 5-star ratings all the way across the board. You guys know how it works. Every shitty experience, a person will tell 10 people. Every good experience, they'll tell 3 to 5. This man stays in business, man. I'm gonna post his business card. Tell him the phone number one more time, Brian.
253-888-9882.
Thank you guys for tuning in, man. Love and Lacey podcast show for the 360. Me and my guy, Brian, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks for your support.